is the strategy and approach. When we first started this, and now I guess here's the point I want to highlight, even though I took the $150 here 2 weeks ago and it's where it's at now, and we made a lot more money, I already have the trades mapped out for you. Again, these are all the trades that expired. You could see what we're holding. And again, if you were watching live, you got to see all these. I've gotten, I took the total, what we did, and then there's so much analysis to this, and hopefully this is part of the strategy. Hopefully you guys are analyzing what you're doing, but understand what is strategy. Strategy is a way to go about it. The whole point of strategy, if it's a good one, you can keep doing the same thing over and over again, and it will lead to the best result for you. And that's the key. So let me give you guys the strategy, and you can see it here. It's not about $100 and what you're going to do with that. You can see clearly all you need is $100, and you could turn it into a large amount of money. But options, if you treat this literally, if you treat it like a blackjack table or a scratcher,
is it going toward the wheel?
Hey, which gas station are you talking about?
Make a right, I'm already here. There's a right off of Woodland Park.
Is it toward the Beltway?
No. You're looking on the GPS. It doesn't come on the GPS. You make a right and keep going, and then when you get to Wood Street is that there? Because I know the one you're talking about, the one towards that way, but when you get to Woodland Park, it's a right off of Woodland Park in Richmond.
You know where is it?
No.
Just make a right. If you make a right, keep going down Richmond. The first gas station, you'll see it's right there on the right.
Okay.
Just keep driving, you'll see it right there on the right.
I know which one you're talking about. By it's by a hotel and by ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Alright. I mean, it's not that busy right now.
Nah, but it does stay busy though.
Alright, well, I'm here.
Alright, one away.
And this is relating to
Further
strategy. It may not look as good as it is, because if you go look at a plant and you say, man, I put this in the ground 4 weeks ago, it's just sprouting up, this thing's stunted growth. It's like you have to understand the nature of it, and that's the whole point. You guys have to really involve trading into your life, and you don't have to be on the stream all day. That's why we have the stream alerts, but even then, you could even go and space out your time, and that's the point. I really think a lot of you, especially if you have a small account, you have a small amount of money, you want to turn it into a lot of money, and let's go, baby, let's get this bread. But you can't be rushed, and you can't rush yourself and put yourself on an unrealistic timeline to try to, again, because by nature, trying to stretch a tiny amount of money to impossible sums, that's very, very dangerous. That's speculation and risky. So this is where the strategy employs. It's not about that. Little amounts over a long period of time, and now that's what happened. So I made this account. You guys can see here's the 1 year performance, and it's kind of crazy. We're up 50%. We funded this account in February. I did the first $250, and that's why it says I've deposited $700 into this account, and this is where the strategy comes from, because I think this is something realistic, and you'll see what I did over time, and this is what I'm recommending.
So I'm gonna have to show you some actual dropshipping sites, ones that make a lot of money. One of them over $1 billion a year in revenue.
In this sense, it's simply put $100 a month. I think $80, $100. I get that, for some people that may be difficult. However, if you really, I encourage you, take 10% of anything you're making now, put it into a savings account. Every dollar you touch, save 10% and go stick it in the Robinhood account. You'll be surprised. You'll find a way to adjust your lifestyle, and you'll still be able to pay your bills and do everything else. And now you're saving, you still got your life in order, you got all your money ready to go, and now you're still able to take advantage of all these opportunities that the stock market and options trading is providing. And again, this is what I wanted to do. When we made this account with the 250 and I started it, I was pleasantly surprised how difficult it is to trade a small account. Yeah, I've been trading big account. Last time I traded a really, really small account, I was really, really young, and I didn't realize, I guess, how difficult it was, or maybe I was oblivious. But again, it's the same logic where I'm telling you, just save up your money, because how I learned about the stock market, you know, it was from an investing standpoint, you know, investing in stuff long and doing stuff. I didn't really start trading till you know, as I started getting more interested in the market and growing up over time, and then even not being satisfied with the small returns I was getting from long-term investing, and I tried other stuff. So when we did this account, it was exciting. I was excited. I was like, man, this is difficult, and I really, you know, and this is why we've been working on it. You know how many people, you guys, I've told you, I blew up this account. People are like, what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What happened? You know, what? Let me see. And I think the whole key I wanted to show you guys is time. You know, take your time. It doesn't matter. And this is the point. Options is so difficult and risky. You're going to lose your money. That's why, you know, even someone like me, I know what I'm doing. I still have a lot to learn, but I got a good, you know, basis. And that's the thing. Everybody has a lot to learn. That's what I've always been fascinated about the market. You'll see on TV, guy, Art Cashin, I think he's like 70 or 80. He looks like he's dead on TV, man. But he, you know, he will even say, wow, I can't believe we just saw this in the market. I just learned this. There's a lot of people who been doing this for a long time, and it takes them a long time. And not takes a long time, but also you'll learn everything as you go. But, and this is what I'm saying, this is where this strategy relies upon. You're going to lose, you're going to blow up your first account. And again, this is for the people too. You guys insist on not paper trading, that's cool. Just understand the nature. You're going to blow up an account, and guess what? It's okay. That's why I ask you guys, be respectful in the chat, and, you know, don't bash people and this and that. As somebody, you know, I've got to learn that because I've been in situations where I've been cocky, confident, on top of the world, and I've got knocked down, and now I know, damn, you know, next when I see somebody in that position, I cannot judge them because I could empathize more with that. So watch out for the ego with it. But again, this is normal. And if anybody tells you it's not, if you're seeing people making money here and there, I made this and that. That's why in the chat, man, I said, if you want to flex your gains, post the exact play, man. And even then, you'll see a lot of people in the stock market world. A lot of people want credit and they want people to give them a pat on the back, and it's good. But again, that's not my goal. You know, what is your goal? Your goal is to make money here. Your goal is to for your families, your friends, for you yourself. You want to learn a skill, a talent, and you want to be able to grow your money and use this as something that could you be utilized and to change your life. So who cares what anybody thinks? And that's why too, explore and do what you want with it. But again, you're going to blow up the first account, and that's what happened. We put 250 bucks in, and the strategy I used was I said I'm going to try to treat 250 bucks like it's $250,000. And man, I learned so many things that it is so difficult on a small account because you'll take profits. People are looking at day trade and this and that, and that's the thing. You're going to go over all these trades we made. This is one of the keys. You don't need a day trade. Not one single day trade was made to turn $1,000, $150 to $1,000 in 2 weeks. Not one single day trade was utilized. So don't get caught up with day trading and I need a day trade and this and that. And I did learn, and another key is, you know, get familiar with Robinhood and understand how it is. You know, even part of these trades, I got to learn about how to get filled, how to, you know, again, and I could even show you guys when you are going through an option and you want to make it, understand the limit prices here. When people are like, what's the price? Usually if you want to buy, try to put your order in at the limit or above it. And again, that's very risky, but when it's a big mover and it's faster, let's say you're in a position and it's up a lot, you really want to try to get filled right away, you got to put it at the bid, and then things change fast, but you can't panic. And that has led, you know, again, I got to learn that. But the big thing that was really discouraging in the beginning is that I was going for, like I said, I'm going to treat 250 like $250,000. So if I was going for like 20-30% gains, and I would take the profit, and it was good, you know, I would make some money. But then when we started losing, and then you would lose more than you won because you're so conservative taking the winners, and then you would take a few plays, and then when you're down, you're like, all right, then you're going to try to YOLO, you'll get back up, and then it goes down. And pretty much that's what happened. You know, we put $200 in by 250 by February, and then now we're down to, you know, there's $50 down, 180, but then pretty much you see the account flatlines. There's like $125 left in it. And again, the account, I just held some options in there. There was pretty much nothing in there. And then again, that's till May. So take a look. So February to March, April, May, we're down. We're down 200, as you can see here when it shows you. By this point, we're down $243. There's $7 in this account pretty much available. So you can see here, February 19th, the first deposit of $250. And then we come back up here to May. That's when I added the next $250. So May 14th, we added another $250, and quickly again, I lost that again too. Now we're down 400. I've already killed a good amount of it, and again, we lost again. And now, why did I do 250? Well, think about it. The first deposit was in February, March, April. So about 3 months went by. I added about $80 a month from there. added another 250, quickly lost it, and nothing's wrong with that. So again, think about that, man. Imagine trading for 5 months and losing everything. Oh, how much money did you make? Your friends are asking you, oh, this, what are you doing, man? Imagine posting it on YouTube and having everybody, man, you know, people who either like you, don't like you, even just people genuinely asking questions like, hey, how's the account doing? And then you're like, oh, I'm blowing it up, all of it. That's why I really hope this encourages you and lets you guys know that's normal. It's again, it's not about where you start. It's literally about where you finish. So again, we do May, and then it comes to June. We're down still. Guess what? We add another $100, and then even then, right before I drop again. We lose again, and then we add another $100, and that's what leaves us here. And then where we hit, you know, I was at the bottom there. I add the last $100, and boom, and now it's back up. And now we'll go through those trades and the strategy used. But now I did switch up the strategy. Instead of going for trying to treat it like 250. Trading a large amount of money, instead of treating a little amount of money like it's a large amount, I started treating it like a little amount. You know, I started thinking, you know, I would tell some of you guys, if you're young, you could take more risk. If it's small accounts, you can take more risk. But it's again, if the key is having the plan. As long as you're going to keep putting money in, again, even the littlest amount, like $100, you can even experiment, and that's what I started doing. So I started just going out and doing what I would normally do, even with my bigger account. I would just start spreading out and trying to diversify with $250, and that's where it came down to, or $100. At $100, you could play 5 $20 plays, and again, TTD, this was a $20 play. This Starbucks that we got here, this was a $20 play. UNH was $30 play. This was $30. This one was a little bit more money, and again, that's what would happen too with these trades. As I started winning, I started putting a lot more in. But the whole point is, with $100, you could find decent options that are $20. And again, if you're like, how do I find these? I can't find these. Come on stream, and you'll see. You know, again, this is just a whole portfolio of them and options we've done. Even ones that we're buying. That's the beauty of Robinhood with cheap commissions. And even now with earnings season, you can take some of these cheaper plays, even $5. And you guys saw me turn, how many last week we turned $5 into either 50 or 100 at least 3 times. Doesn't mean we took profits though, and some of you did, and that's where you'll even get alert there too. But essentially, the last $100, boom, it hits it. We start hitting the plays now. We got money to reinvest, and I kept doing it. But I started going for just again the risk management of just finding these plays. And I said, hey, if every month I'm going to add $100, I could play a $20 play a week. If I win, I could I could either be conservative and take that money and then store it up for next week, or maybe you could play even 2 weeks, or if it's 30, you can play 3 $30 plays. Again, you could do them all in 1 week if you want. And guess what? If you lose them all, you blow up the account, you blow up that $100. Awesome. Well, you're not out of the game. Keep focusing. Watch the watch list. Get your own watch list. Start setting up, and you could go from there. And even one thing, I might start doing this for the stream alerts. You know, I've always said it on stream. If I make a play, go put it up on a chart and save that chart. And then literally once that play, because when I make a play, I'm either going to hit it right away, or usually it'll drop 50%, 70% because it's an option. And then there's a better re-entry to get closer to the money or even more time, and then usually that play will hit a week later, a few days later, but we're either so far at the money, we either break even or barely make money. But then if you got a few strikes closer, you would have made substantially more. A good example was at 330 for Netflix last week. We bought it at $30. It closed at $500, but if you average down the next day, it was down 50%. You could have got the 322, and that closed, it was the same $30. That closed at like $1,700 or $2,000. So that is the strategy, you know, and now we'll go through the plays and you guys can see what happened. But now here's the main thing I want to show you guys. So these are the plays I'm holding, and this is making up the account balance. And I think I'm holding about $450, $500 cash in the account, and then the rest are in plays. Because again, we bought this crowd, again, this was $45. It's worth 110. Again, a few of these plays are holding equity. This was $40 or $30. It's at 70. This one I spent a little. I put $100 into it, but the rest of these are all under $50 option, or even under $40 usually. So they've gone up, and we have value. And then coming into next week, and that's why next week, only have a few things that expire August 16th. I'm gonna have to be smart. And now this is the key. I've always said this too. I was like, man, you guys will be surprised with what I did on this account. I was up a lot more money. But again, I reinvested when I started winning, and a lot of them lost. So this is what we're holding now, making up the account value. But now these are all those plays that I made ever since making the money. And look at this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Who created your
23
website?
plays. So I got to make 23 plays, and these all expired worthless. And now one thing I'm going to show you on these is that some of these plays I was up on, and I even made a calculation because a lot of you even on stream, you could go watch the recap. I said, all right, I want to take the profits here, and then either the price would shift on me, and I said, okay, I'll hold it a little longer, or I'd say, you know, this is a reasonable place to take profits, but I wanted to get greedy and hopefully let the winners rise up a little bit. And that's the next part, is understand how what you're holding and how these plays can make a swing. But again, understand the opportunity we've got here. But it may seem like playing these small plays, how is that going to work? You know, why not just put it all into one? Everyone's like, I wish I bought more on the winners. You really don't. You want to spread it out and get these opportunities, or at least that's the strategy I've taken here. And all of these plays expired. So I had 34 bucks, 17 bucks. So imagine if these all expired, that was
Texas area homeowners, all the electric companies are raising their rates, but you can stop it by
that was money I put out and spent, and I had that money, but it expired and it was gone. And now there's some plays like these FedExes, I bought them for 16 cents. It was $120, and I didn't take it. And it went above 120, but I remember at 120 I wanted to take it, and I said I'll wait a little bit. Then I remember it went up, and then it dropped a little, and then it just expired. It just, that's an option for you. It went down too fast. And there's a bunch of plays, like even that Facebook, you guys made a bunch of money at close. All I did was I got free shares from it, but then I had a $40 option I took to 200, and I didn't take profit, and boom, it changed in 1 day, 2 days, and that was gone. And you know, those add up and they make big swings. But here's what I want to show you: 23 plays, even if they're low quality $20 one, this is the point with options and winners being bigger than the losers. The total of all of these plays, when you add up how much money, that was $436. So literally, I should have had an additional $436. And even then, I think this account was at $1,200 at one point during the day yesterday. We had that crazy little extra pop there, and it's so nuts because be careful once the account grows. Imagine that was 50% of the account at one point. That's how much I would wait 2 months for. And it's crazy how now as the account gets bigger, the fluctuations kind of don't seem as big. But total, it was $436. Now, that's how much I spent. But then let's go calculate the didn't take profits leading to expiry. So again, how many times did you guys see me, like some people are like, Josh, why don't you take profit, man? You gotta take profit. And you know, you can see sometimes it was a good idea in some areas, but then by pushing other things to the wall, it led us to making a lot more money. And that was the key I noticed with the small account, is the big winners are enough to do work for you, but it's hard. And then again, as you're playing more things and more options, which ones do you take, which ones do you let go? And again, just don't beat yourself up if you let one go and it goes up or down, or you know, oh, I missed it, this and that. Just move on to the next play, hence the 23 other plays we've made. But then there was $570. So literally here, this MMM, I was up 50 bucks on it from 20 bucks, and then it's now it's worthless, and I spent 50 bucks on it. That's a $100 swing right there. So I bought it for 20, it went up to 70, and then now it's back to zero. So you know, it was a big swing right there. But then this one, the Texas Instruments, remember I bought it for $7. I took it to $1. I didn't take it. That's another 200 bucks. It was, this contract was at 50 cents, and I got $1 for it because Robinhood forced the sell on me because it was a weekly coming into the close. This one was worth 120, and I didn't take it. Whereas the Facebook, this was 200. So even these little plays that, and again, it's not like I'm not even using the price that it was like, this was the max contract if I sold at the best time. No, this was just a reasonable time where everybody saw it on stream and we talked about it, and it stayed there for hours, if not the whole day, and I just waited an extra day and lost on them. But if I didn't, that play was worth $570. All of those added up was what I did. So I spent $436, but even then, if I just took those 3 or 4 plays and took those profits, I would have made $570. So if you even took the net return on all those plays when I wanted to, and again, when I wanted to and even considered it, it's not just the tops, that still would have been a 30% gain on your money right there. You put in 436, 3 plays of 23 would have hit, and you would have made $570. So again, now you add these up, the 430, because again, if I didn't spend that money on those extra plays, or once I was up and I just started selling and took the cash when it was worth, when they had values, that would have been $436. If I also took the profits when it would have been reasonable, that's $570. That's $1,000 right there, full swing. So that's the difference. Now I'm sitting at $1,000. This account would be sitting at $2,000 if we took those 3, just literally profits on 3 plays. And we didn't, and again, some of these plays, a lot of them, there's a few plays as I started making more money, I did stuff, there's Tesla plays. There was more riskier plays and just easy plays where you could, and that's again, I encourage you guys to note your plays like this and go through them. There was easy plays where it's like, okay, that was totally a gamble. I could have put something, I could have maximized, either got an extra week, got more time, waited a little bit, and you could have got way better plays. But that's a big swing, and that's the whole point here. So putting this all into perspective, man, your keys, get an investment plan, and forgive the spelling errors. I'm running late here. I needed to get this done for you guys. But it's about time in the market, not timing it. Have this plan. Go see what you could afford to deposit every week. Don't be a punk about it in the sense that you're gonna lose. Be okay with that. But as long as you're sticking to the goal and not giving up, not quitting, have hope, attributes that are required for success, and just to keep pushing through, set your goal and say, I want to do this, and enjoy the process. Have fun doing all this, man. Even if you are losing, the fact that you're playing with the big leagues right now, man. You're playing in something where you see the possibilities of it, and you're playing in a very, very professional setting against some of the brightest minds in the world. This is fun. Enjoy it, man. I sound like an old guy, man. Just enjoy it while it lasts. Be in the moment. Treat every day like your first day and every day as if it's your last day in the game, man. Win or lose, you got to have the attitude. And because, again, that is going to allow you to persist. You're going to doubt yourself because you lost $100? I did that 5-6 months in a row, baby. But we back, baby. The resurrection. What you know about that? But that's what it's part of. Get a plan. Get a plan to save money. And that's why I said just you get a long-term portfolio, get 10% even into options, and start diversifying it and give you, and that's what I'm saying, experiment and play with it. And if you want to experiment and play with options and really, really learn, and you insist on not paper trading, this is how you're going to do it. You don't need a lot of money, and that's the thing. You don't underestimate what options can do. Don't panic. Don't get crazy. And again, that's even when you're in the platform and you're in trades too and you're up on them. Don't panic at all, and understand. And the next thing is understand the platform. Understand even why the contracts are doing it, why it is. And then the more you understand, panic and fear is usually unknown. So the more you know how to handle the situation. Again, if you're on stream, you're around people there to help as well too. You're going to be able to do better. And lastly, you don't need to day trade. Everybody's focusing on the day trades. Again, if I did day trade, none of these plays worked on day trades. Even if you guys saw, I know the Zoom worked very, very well, and the Roku, and they went crazy, and the CrowdStrike. These were just buying them, and they didn't make these gains overnight. You could see the 1 week. It's not like, we got it on July 23rd. We got it at $45 here on July 23rd, but take a look. It didn't do it. That wasn't a day trade. You would have got like $5, $10, even if you were. But the next day it went up, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna flip in there. But you could see what it was doing. It almost quadrupled at one point, and it's still there. And again, this is part of the process of how we're gonna have to take advantage of when to sell out and whatnot. But you're seeing these gains with the options. It's not happening day trading. So don't pressure yourself, and don't add that unnecessary pressure. And again, it's not like, that's what I'm saying, you don't need to be there all the time. You could wait. That's why I said, with both the stream alerts, or if you're able to log the trades from the stream yourself, just wait till find some of these plays, wait till they come down, get a little bit of time, buy it, and then, you could check up on it, or even set alerts, and, you could check your account at work or whatever you're doing. You don't need to stress yourself out, I need to be there right away, this and that. Gotta have a plan, just to consistently, just do anything consistently. Add the money consistently, save consistently, check it every hour, check it every 3 hours, every 6 hours, or once every other day. It's up to you. But that's pretty much it, my friends. So if you like this video, let me know your feedback. Let me get a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed and check out all the other videos and tutorials we have. And make sure you are live on the main channel Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. I will see you there. Keep it respectful, positive, and keep trading, and do not give up, my friends. Much love. I will see you guys in the morning and on the watch list tomorrow. Let's go!
Moving to Philly has been exciting. It wasn't easy for us finding the ideal spot, especially with my family growing, 3 kids now. I'm traveling on the road all the time, constantly different cities, different hotels. So at any time that I get to come home, it's always nice. Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Hi.
All right, I got a good
Want to
feeling.
see this place? My name is Marie Henderson. I am a realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors. And here it is. When I was a kid, my grandmother was a real estate broker. And when my husband was playing in the NBA, we did a lot of moving around, a lot of traveling. I felt like we weren't getting the best information. And when my son was in the NBA, I saw where a lot of the players weren't getting good negotiating. I felt that I could do a better job. This would be your family room.
Very nice.
View is just incredible.
Yeah.
All of downtown Philly.
Yeah, no, this is a great space here. So I linked up with Marie through the 76ers. After our first conversation, she kind of identified what we were expecting, what we were looking for, and we just took off from there. The things that we're really looking for is this open space. This place has at least 4 bedrooms like we talked about.
Right.
And for me, personally, I want a big bathtub, something that I can get in, whether it's Epsom salt or ice. And most importantly, we need a very big closet. Big closet.
For you or
for
Amelia?
me, but for my wife, we definitely need it. Having, 3 kids makes things more challenging. Your wish list goes, it expands, a lot more.
Clients come in and they want this, and that. I already know that they're probably not going to get all that they want on that wish list, but you have to explain that and show it to the client. And then when they're out there looking, they may change their mind and say, well, now I see this. I like this even better. You've got 2 top lots, a swimming pool. You got the pet area for the dogs.
Yeah.
You've got fitness center, concierge, valet parking. I think this is perfect for you all.
I know you're spoiling me. This is great. This is good.
Some of the other properties that we looked at for Al, one was on the main line. You can get a big home, but the commute was going to take him an hour to get to Camden. And he was willing to do it for his family. But this place is perfect. He's 10 minutes from the practice facility. He's 10, 15 minutes to the arena and the airport.
She understood what we were looking for and what we wanted, so we were able to pivot from that property to this one.
You even have a view from in the kitchen.
All right, so I can be
Yeah.
chopping it up here. Nah, I don't cook.
I know, right?
My mom would be very excited about this. It would be Dominican food, so it would be plantains and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So she'll be cooking up a storm here.
I basically tell a client to just take 1 year in the city, get to know the area, and then you make a decision where you want to move from there. If you want to invest in a place.
Not being from Philly, we weren't quite familiar, so we really leaned on her. We could see a house on the internet and it looks great, but then we find out that it's probably not in the best neighborhood for our family. The blackouts here would be great.
Right.
They're a must for me. They're very tightly sealed and there's no light
space
coming
in
through
between.
here.
Yeah.
That's what's most important in this room.
I'll check with the leasing agent to make sure they'll be able to install those for you. I probably look for things that are a little different than what the normal agent would look for. When I walk into a space, the first things I look for are the ceiling heights and the high showers. If training camp is starting at a certain time, they need to be in the place before training camp starts and have their families settled. You don't have to worry about ducking anywhere.
This is huge for me. I love these high doors. Apartment living, I haven't done that before. I've been in other places, I've been in houses, but we want it to be in the middle of everything. We can literally walk to museums, walk to parks, great restaurants. This is like a first real experience for me. Ooh, right. This is what I'm talking about.
Woo!
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. Look at this view.
And look how
No, look
large
at-
the space is.
And the sprints over here.
I know, right? Yeah, you can't beat
Man,
this.
this
It's
is
incredible.
awesome. This is awesome.
When I look at some of the players coming in, especially the rookies, I see my son in them. I treat them how I would my son. When they're maybe moving on or going to another city, they'll call me and I'll help them in that new city as well. Once you know your family's settled, you can go back to doing your job as a basketball player.
I really appreciate you taking the time
it
looking out for
was
us.
a lot of fun.
She really, understood what my family and I needed. She knew the the demands of my job, getting started with an NBA season and being in a new city with a new family and all the things that came with.
Just knowing that I could help his family sign with a new team, a new city, kids are being relocated, to know that I was able to help him get it all done in that short period of time, it's a good feeling.
We do want to make this feel like our home and just dive into the community here, really get into it, get the feel for Philadelphia. And we don't want to feel like we're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like, you know, we're all in, we're here, and we're happy.
My name's Adam, otherwise known as In the Money, and today I'm going to teach you how to trade options in Robinhood. I know firsthand how frustrating it can be looking all over the internet trying to piece little parts of the puzzle together, trying to form the bigger picture of what options are, but not being able to do so. So if you're trying to get the full picture in one go, in one spot, then by golly, you've come to the right place. This video is all chopped up into sections, and at the end of each section there's going to be a list of questions, and those questions are there just to make sure that you're fully tracking with the important topics of each section. So if you want to make sure that you are fully tracking everything that's going on, you can kind of quiz yourself, and the answer to those questions are in the description below. Grab a pen, grab a paper, grab a snack, highly encouraged. Let's jump into it. So to get to a page like this, you're going to want to search up a stock. You can do AMD if you want to follow along. So search up AMD in Robinhood and tap on trade, then trade options. It'll pull you up to, I think it says discover. Go up to the top and tap on any of the dates up there, and it'll take you to a page that looks very, very similar to this one. The numbers are going to be different, but the layout itself is going to look very similar. And what we're looking at here is 4 different call options. So there's a 49.5 call, there's a 49 call, 48.5 call, and a 48 call. So these are 4 separate call options. And if you have your phone open, you can scroll up and scroll down, and you'll see there's a lot of different call options. These are not the only 4. There's a lot of other call options, but these are all that we need to learn and understand the basics of these options. What is a call? Well, it is a contract between a buyer and a seller. And in pretty much every example today, where you're going to be the buyer of these call options. So we buy these call options from somebody, and we'll discuss how you do that in a little bit. But when you have this call option in your possession, it gives you the right to do something. It gives you the right, but not the obligation. In other words, you can, but you do not have to, buy 100 shares of the underlying stock at a strike price. And I know that might sound a little confusing, so I'll break it down here. So AMD is our underlying stock. It's called the underlying when you're trading options on a certain stock. So it gives us the right to buy 100 shares, right? It gives us the right to buy 100 shares. But not only that, it gives us the right to buy 100 shares at a strike price. So let's say we have this $48 call here. $48 is not how much you pay for the call. $48 is this call's strike price. So if we have this call option in our possession, we can buy 100 shares of AMD for $48 each. Okay, it's not $48 for all 100 calls, it's $48 each. So great, we'll buy 100 shares at the strike price, and this process of buying those 100 shares at the strike price is called exercising your call option. You're exercising your right to buy those 100 shares. So we have just exercised our call option. Now this is pretty sick because the current trading price is $48.75. So we are buying shares for a cheaper price than everyone else is buying at. So if we want
Come on, go.
No idea.
He didn't give you 2 forks again? No. Yeah, you put some. You like it hot. I don't know how you do that shit.
You get used to that one.
Yeah, I know, but my butt doesn't.
Little by little. Oh, my butt doesn't too.